Packing for Glacier, Julie.
Okay, first of all, we waited too late. We're leaving tomorrow morning early. And we have to adjust our packing. Because they won't let us upgrade from basic to economy. And you can't bring anything. There's no overhead for basic. So we have to check everything in, and we have backpacks that we are bringing for hiking, and I'm gonna have to stick it in. I don't know if I'm gonna fit it in here. I might have to put it in there and then pack this. So we'll figure out what to do. We're going hiking. We always have our hiking pants. These are the most awesome thing in the world because they're packing cubes, and I roll everything up and stick it in, and if you look at this one, this is like every shirt for 11 days. So I've got the thermals, I've got all the shirts, they're kind of stacked on top of one another. There's long sleeve, and I can actually fit more in that. So these are awesome. I love these packing cubes. And then you have a smaller one you can stick smaller stuff into. So these will probably go in the smaller one, and I'll get the backpacks in the bigger one. We have hiking boots. We have your fishing vest that you use for hiking. Oh, and the biggest thing is that we have trekking poles that we always use for hiking, and it will actually fit in sideways. I already tested it. It fits in sideways, so I have to cross them, but hopefully I'll be able to get those in. I hope.
So Julie, get us into the west side of Glacier.
On the west side, most people get there by flying into Kalispell. Off to Kalispell, Montana, in 2 hours. If we were to take our trailer, it would take us 4 days in each direction to get up there. I gotta put my mask on or I can get in trouble. Kalispell has an international airport. That is the closest place to the entrance to the west side of Glacier. So one of the first places we stopped for food was right after we got off the airplane at Kalispell, and it was called Sacred Waters Brewing Company. And we enjoyed the Bullfrog Coffee Stout. I enjoyed it. I thought it was really good. It was really refreshing. We love the dark beers. So it had that little bit of coffee hint to it. So I really enjoyed it. Very smooth, very nice. Lots of coffee. We had some food there also, but we had some fish tacos. I thought they were delicious. I was kind of disappointed when we read the sign that said that...
It was their last day.
They were going out of business.
Yeah, because they couldn't find workers.
Then you found out that the bar area was going to probably buy out the
Yeah,
restaurant.
they said that they would probably take over the food operations. So we really did enjoy the beers at Sacred Waters. So if you get a chance to get out there, know that you can get some good beer there, and hopefully you'll be able to get some food. If you fly in to Glacier, which probably most people are getting there that way, In that town, there's a history museum that you can spend some time there if you're on the west side. So we decided to check out the Northwest Montana History Museum. That was our main thing to do when we were in Kalispell. So we walked up to this old building and were greeted by a wonderful docent named Bill and his dog, which was a friendly Catahoula breed.
We had gotten there a little bit later during the day and didn't realize that the museum closed at a fairly early time. So we had sat there and talked with Bill for so long that we didn't have enough time to actually sufficiently tour the whole museum.
Yeah, we made it through, but we kind of had to rush our way through.
But Bill was very patient.
Yeah, when I think back to these types of small city museums that we visited, and we've been to so many, this one was one of the better curated museums. They had, I thought, really nice exhibits. It was 2 stories, well put together, good information. It wasn't too dense.
Yeah, it was also in a historic building, which was very cool.
Yeah. So in the building, you're going to walk away with a great immersion of information that covers the history of Kalispell, lumber operations, community aspects, cultural aspects. They even had a music room that described the arts that have occurred in the city of Kalispell and in the state of Montana. So if you've got anywhere from a half hour to 2 hours to kill while you're in Kalispell, visiting this history museum would be a nice visit, I think.
I absolutely agree. Yeah. I think that was one of the highlights, and it was one of the first things we did, but it was something that I'm not going to forget. And a lot of it had to do with the interaction with Bill and actually experiencing a long-time Kalispellian.
Yep.
Is that a word?
It is now.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we went to the History Museum in Kalispell, Montana, and it's very nice. It has lots of rooms. It's in an old historic public school building from 1894. We had to kind of quickly go through, but there was the nicest gentleman at the front desk that gave us all kinds of great information, and it was a nice little, I liked it. I enjoyed myself. So knowing that the food options are limited in the park, we decided that we were going to actually pack our own lunches. And in order to do that, we needed some supplies that would come with us to the places that we're staying at.
So landing here at Glacier, we know that we're going to need bear spray. We know that we can rent it at the Kalispell airport, but the amount of time that we're going to be in Montana, it would come up for 2 bear sprays for renting, $60 total. We found a 2-pack at Costco for $40. So we made the drive out here, got these. It's going to be cheaper than rental. It seems cheaper than buying it anywhere else. And since we're going to have a whole bunch of days that we're out hiking, we got a 40-pack of water. And because we know that food options are going to be limited in Glacier National Park, we're next going to a grocery store to get some food that we can eat for lunches during our time hiking, probably some bread, peanut butter, jelly, stuff like that. Stocking up on supplies. That's a comparison at the local Safeway. 1 bear spray for about $50, 2 for $80, so Costco wins. So we're day 1 in Glacier National Park. We just went to the grocery store to get some food items because we know food options are going to be slim picking once we're in the park. So we got some bread, peanut butter, jelly, Cliff Bars. We're in the store for, 10 minutes or so. And then we come back to the car, the rental car that we have, and notice something new on the rental car. And in the 10 minutes that we were in shopping at the Safeway, there is now a big crack on the windshield, which I'm sure we will have to deal with once we're done with this trip. So when you plan a trip, you always know that there's a general sense of a schedule that you're going to keep to, but there's always going to be the unexpected things that happen, and this is one of the unexpected things on this trip. So it is what it is, but we're going to continue to enjoy our adventure, cracked windshield or not. things happen, but we won't let that dissuade our adventures this summer. All right, so after the Costco, we still had some time on the west side before getting closer to the park. So we spent a little bit of time in the evening in downtown Whitefish, which is the famous ski resort town on the west side of Glacier. We were going to stay in the city of Coram, which is just up the road, but in Whitefish, you're going to find a very, very small downtown, just like a few blocks. But there you've got a bunch of shops, I think some, antique type stores. You and I, we spend most of our time just looking at, they had historic plaques on a lot of the buildings.
Yeah, so it's a very historic town and it had a lot of either restored or original buildings.
Yeah, so you'll pick up history of what happened in this area over the last 100 years, give or take a couple of decades or so. And there's a number of restaurants in the city of Whitefish too, some of them that offer live music in the evening. If you're on the west side, you may want to spend some of your evenings in downtown Whitefish. We decided to stay at Under Canvas. So what is Under Canvas? So these Under Canvas tents, these are great, especially if you want to have a kind of camping experience. You're in a tent, you're in, at least here, kind of a woodsy area, but you don't have to lug your own tent around, don't have to do a lot of the stuff you normally have to do to set up camp. It's all set up for you, so it's a nice hybrid experience. So they've got different types of tents. We went on the cheaper side, so we had what's called the safari tent,
which was very sufficient.
But there's no electricity inside. It's on the rustic side, but it's an upscale camping experience.
Okay, here we are in our second Under Canvas lodging. It looks very much the same like the first one that we had, but we have a king-size bed, we have seating, a stove for warmth, which we will be using, and that's about all we need, right? We can't bring our food here, we have to eat down below.
With the inside furnace, which you can use at night to give yourself some warmth. You can bring some firewood inside. There's a fire starting biscuit available. There's usually a few of these inside. You can get more if you need from the reception desk. And should something go wrong, of course you want the fire extinguisher. And hopefully nothing goes wrong. On the nightstands by the bed, you've got your air conditioner. Good luck with that. A nice little lamp. Both of these are plugged into a power block in the back that I suppose, if helpful and if needed, you could then unplug one of the devices and then plug in something like a cell phone or some device of your own to charge. And the, I don't know if you can see it really well, but the flooring in here, there's a kind of a light carpeting covering it when you walk around. I mean, you can tell you're on like a wood platform. It's a little bouncy, and you've got the animal skin rug. And then at the foot of the bed, a couple of chairs. Excuse our mess. Little tray with tissues if needed. So modest in here, but it works.
Grab and go items. We don't take cash. You can charge it to your tent. Okay. Here's the weather. Here's what we're doing tonight. Rock painting. And it was yoga this morning, so you're late.
You missed that.
Yep, doggone it. So here's our hotel. You don't need any provisions or safety stuff. Okay. Here's yoga stuff, yoga clothes. Okay. Coffee, tea bar, cocoa, and around the clock if you want to come in the middle of the night.
Super. Okay. I'm gonna have tea, Julie.
We're walking down from our Under Canvas lodging, and this is the bathhouse that we use. So each section has a bathhouse, and there are several different, it looks like there's at least 6 or 7 rooms for showering, cleaning up, anything you need for water. It has a water source.
So this is the dining area, the communal dining area at Under Canvas Glacier. Got tables here. We've got our own food tonight, but they also have grills where you can bring food and grill. So I guess the one restriction here is you can't bring food into your tent. So the stuff that we bought, we have to keep in our car. But we're gonna enjoy some food this evening. We've got some stuff to drink. We're gonna make s'mores later, and there's 24/7 coffee, tea, stuff like that inside the reception area. So that'll keep us going for a while. There is no on-premise liquor or beer or wine. So the guy there with the whiskey bottle, I'm a little envious because I didn't bring a whiskey bottle with me. Oh no.
Peanut butter and honey. It's one of my favorites.
And on the grounds of Under Canvas, there's fire pits where you can make s'mores, and you can get the s'mores makings from the lobby.
That's one of the things they provide.
Yeah, so
just for a fun experience.
Yeah, so we had a nice evening out there. We got to know some fellow visitors to Glacier, chatted with them, had some s'mores.
Adam, Brendan.
Art. Oh, that's art.
We're just making a mess. I'm talking about all kinds of parts.
Yeah, Zion was like one of the coolest places ever. Zion was really cool.
One more match.
Well, that's it.
Not very good.
If that one works, then do we have to get more, or are we good then?
No, we have to keep going.
Still have to get more, okay. And of course, depending on what time of year you're traveling, your experience can be vastly different. We're here in West Glacier area mid-June, and it was nice yesterday. It was a nice day during the day, but it did get nippy at night, pretty darn nippy. We did go to bed with the furnace on. That probably lasted us for a few hours. I don't know if that, maybe a couple hours, but then yeah, by the time full-on night set in, it sure was cold. But it is nice in this area to be sleeping on a king-size bed with a good amount of covers. So we did, keep warm enough last night. All right, so hey, this is our intro to Montana and Glacier National Park. When we get together next time, we're going to take you on some deep dives of the various things that we did when we were in Montana. So again, we have lots to share with you, so we hope you come back, and we'll take you through the adventures that we explored and did in Montana. Thanks for watching this video. We hope you've seen some things that'll help you plan your future travel adventures.
And if you like this video, please hit the subscribe button and like us. And if you have any comments, we'd love to hear from you.
And until next time, keep on traveling, and we hope to see you
In
at the places where we go.